And I'm wondering, Dave, if Dorian Electra's new project, My Agenda, is going to get a song on this playlist because uh, he's a fairly new artist. Dropped his first album, Flamboyant, last year. I'm saying he, and I recognize I'm using the wrong pronouns.
Yes,
Actually,
they.
he is. They are a artist who identifies as gender fluid and queer. They use they them pronouns. Dorian Electra's album, My Agenda. Good, bad, where are you at with it?
Yeah. So this kind of snuck up on me. Didn't realize this was coming out. I had been kind of waiting for this because I saw the love for Dorian's album last year, Flamboyant, and wanted to, get in on that. So then when I saw this new album was coming out, I listened to Flamboyant this weekend, right into My Agenda, first time listening to Dorian at all. And I will say I like Flamboyant more, but I think they both albums, both short listens, both quick listens, have those qualities that Dorian's quickly kind of made a name for themselves with, namely that quirky out there, like electro pop, bubblegum bass music, very much in the realm of 100 gecs, which would make sense because Dylan Brady is on 4 of the tracks on My Agenda. So, it's that weird out there stuff. Uh, and that means it's going to be good, bad, in between. It's going to be all over the place, and I think that's what you get even on like a 25-minute listen.
Yeah, Dorian is right around our age, actually. He's 28, I believe. And they're a very interesting artist because, like you said, they're very gex and they have that chopped and screwed type feeling to their songs. It feels very millennial, almost even younger than him, like Gen Z-ish, where it feels like some songs are 4 songs thrown together. It'll
Yeah.
go from like a electro pop song to a metal song to like an R&B type outro. They'll be rapping at points, they'll be singing at points. It's really all over the place, and I actually think there's some really great moments on this album, but then there's some real clunkers or songs that fell flat or just did not work at all. Um, why don't we start with the stuff we liked? What songs or what moments really stood out to you?
Yeah, for me, that's pretty clearly Sorry Bro, I Love You, which is just a
Mhm.
straight Gex song. It's
Yeah.
produced by Dylan Bray. That is a straight Gex song. That would fit right in on 1,000 Gex. And that would make sense because Dorian was actually on the remix album we talked about this year.
Mhm.
But yeah, that has, that deep pounding EDM combined with like really like matter of fact, almost like weird lyrics,
Mhm.
On Flamboyant, Dorian got into a lot of more like gender politics and stuff like that. Often, like I think in really funny, like over the top ways. There's songs like called like Guy Liner and Adam and Steve. Like sometimes it's like kind of like really like in your face, but I think in a good way. I don't know if Dorian really got into as much of that on this one, but even something like "Sorry, Bro, I Love You," which it's kind of like a basic concept, but for a track that's less than 2 minutes, I think that actually is like really dynamite.
Yeah, that was one of the standouts to me as well, which is actually followed up by Monk Mode, which I'm not sure how much of that song I really jived with, and then followed by a song called Edgelord featuring Rebecca Black, which
From the Clouds.
yeah, just ridiculous. She's actually been uh, growing a following on TikTok, quite popular on there.
Good for her.
Yeah, definitely good for her. One of the most mocked musical artists of the last decade, probably. Um, I actually really liked the title track, though, My Agenda. Again, it had that like thumpy kind of beat to it. You get Pussy Riot, who is one of like the more high profile co-signers of Dorian, obviously with Gex and Charlie right behind, who he toured with Charlie. And then it's got that like, I don't know, I don't even really know how to describe it. It's kind of like a Skrillex, I guess, EDM sound at the second half of the track. That like metal EDM when it pops up on here is a really welcome sound because it's so distinct and something that I feel like is a strong suit for him. Um, yeah, I mean, I thought another track that stood out, but I don't know if it was really great, was Barbie Boy.
Hmm.
I thought that was like a decent pop song just because I thought the chorus was fairly catchy, but it wasn't a track that I really found myself wanting to go back to too much. Anything else that you found was good on this?
Yeah, I also like F the World. The Gentleman was decent too. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I definitely think Flamboyant was tighter. It just kind of, I guess, like the sonics of like the song structures and stuff just kind of seem more conventional to me, even though a lot of the subject matter and the actual sounds are kind of out there and all over the place still. But on my agenda, Dorian, I think, kind of doubles down on being out there,
Yeah,
which is cool as an independent artist. By all means, uh, just just let it fly, you know.
yeah.
And it seems like uh, Dorian's been maintaining a pretty healthy following, so I think this will be successful. But it kind of snuck up on me. I'm glad I realized this was out so we could talk about this one.
Yeah, I'm glad we caught it too.